We have not been as accountable to each other as we could. We have not invested as we should in building strong human and institutional capacities. And of course, we have not invested in improving systems and processes for continued democratic governance and guaranteeing Liberia remains an independent and inclusively developed nation. As a result, too many Liberians are very poor. Common and treatable illnesses continue to kill too many of our women and children. We are losing too many to the inadequacies and lapses of a broken system every day. May we now have a moment of silence for the many who have lost their lives to COVID and the recent ship that sunk on its way to Maryland. As we observe 174 years, the reality of the challenges faced by our people is clear. The moral compass of our society is broken. Too many of our young people are unemployed, and for some are unemployable. The cost of living is unbearable, forcing too many proud Liberians to become beggars. Corruption is pervasive. In distributing the nation's wealth, a few have continued to receive more than they need, while the many who desperately need more have continued to be given too little. Liberia is experiencing the worst economic conditions in a decade, with continued dismal performance in the key macroeconomic indicators, such as real gross domestic product, or GDP. Unemployment and inflation all continue to be unacceptable. For example, according to the International Monetary Fund, in 2019 and 2020, real GDP recorded negative growth of 2.5% and 3% respectively. Of course, we can blame the COVID-19 pandemic, but mismanagement, lack of accountability, poor planning, and corruption have continued to haunt the administration of our government. Some of our leaders continue to invest themselves in dividing Liberians, mainly along the line of tribe, religion, gender, and political association. Meanwhile, across all Liberian tribes, religions, and political parties, the living standards have continued to worsen. According to the World Bank's latest statistics, Liberia's 2020 real GDP per capita, which measures living standard, is the lowest it has been in a decade. In the United Nations Development Program Human Development Index report, Liberia was ranked 175 out of 189 countries in 2019. Things are bad for everybody, and it is only getting worse. Unemployment is high. Annual inflation is averaging over 20% in the last 3 years, seriously reducing the purchasing power of Liberians, particularly those who cannot afford it. In April of 2021, the Central Bank of Liberia released its monthly economic review, which indicates that Liberian dollars in circulation is 22.6 billion. Out of this amount, 20.8 billion, or 92%, represents currency outside the banks. There is only one logical explanation for this. People do not trust the banking system. Confidence is low. This is the price we have to pay when we politicize the banking system and corrupt it into systemic and other administrative failures. These failings, combined with non-performing loans of 26.9%, pose a high risk to the stability of the nation's financial sector. God has blessed Liberia with an abundance of natural wealth. Yet, at 174 years, we continue to beg for budgetary support, including from nations far less endowed than we are, and whose public officials and legislators are paid way less than ours. We are so rich, and yet we are so poor. Too many are suffering, with more than half of our population living on less than $1.25 a day. At least 7 out of every 10 Liberians in urban areas lack access to improved water, improved sanitation, sufficient living space, or housing durability. At 174 years, our infant mortality rate is about 84.6%, which means out of every 1,000 newborn Liberian, 846 will probably die before they reach 5 years old. At 174 years, only 1.3% of Liberians living in rural areas and 34% in urban areas have access to electricity. At 174 years, our nation still cannot feed itself. Somewhere between the Declaration of Independence and today, somewhere between the Declaration of Independence and today, we have lost our way. I know we do not need these grim statistics from the International Monetary Fund, World Bank, and other international institutions to prove this point. Too many Liberians are actually living it every day in the worsening conditions of finding food, finding jobs, caring for their families, paying rent, paying school fees, paying hospital bills, and keeping a roof over their heads. At 174 years, Liberia is a difficult place. Regardless of who we prefer to blame, the truth is that we are all in serious trouble. At 174 years, Liberia does not need some of us. Our country needs all of us. At 174 years, our country does not need to settle more ethnic and political scores. It needs all of us to work together to achieve higher national goals. At 174, Liberia is too old to have hospitals with all the essential medicines and diagnostic equipment, while officials of our government with the responsibility to correct this are themselves seeking treatment in neighboring countries or farther abroad. If the government cannot fix the hospitals that the people they serve will go to when they are sick, no officials of government ought to seek medical checkups or treatment in a foreign hospital at government's expense. Therefore, fix the hospitals or use it as is. At 174, Liberia is too old to have its schools offering inferior and substandard education to our children. If the government cannot provide for the improvements of schools, then no official of the Liberian government ought to send their children to attend schools abroad. So fix the schools or send your children there too. Liberian children are amongst the brightest in the world. I see this every day at the Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, or STEM, school funded by the Cummings Africa Foundation. Our children deserve more from the government to be better prepared to inherit the future and compete with children from other countries. At 174, Liberia is too old to continue to allow greed and corruption to substitute for the duty of public accountability and integrity. In both 2019 and 2020, Liberia recorded the lowest scores, representing high level of corruption, reported in the Transparency International Corruption Perception Index since 2008. Our country is too old to view honesty in public service as naivety, and to let ourselves continue to lose the duty of citizenship to partisanship. At 174, Liberia is too old to continue to allow our politics to be about tribes and religions. All of our tribes and experiences make us Liberians and must never be used to divide us. Instead, our politics must be about ideas. Ideas to improve and empower Liberians. Ideas to build our country and manage our wealth better. And ideas to finally end the things that have continued to keep us downward and backward. At 174, Liberia is too old to continue to run an economy that prioritizes others and gives Liberians no chance. Liberians cannot continue to be onlookers and bystanders to their development. At 174, Liberia is too old for the institutions of our government to continue to be weakened by lack of independence, sycophancy, as well as systemic leadership failures in transparency and accountability. We must end the imperial presidency. We must end the imperial presidency. At 174, Liberia is too old to be standing still, if not sliding backward. It is a national shame that we have fallen so far behind other nations we are assisting and inspired towards independence. Fellow Liberians, I know we cannot change our past, but we can create our future. We can create our future. To do this, we must change the mindset that got us to where we are today. We must adopt a new national perspective that Liberia belongs to all Liberians. All Liberians, therefore, owe a duty to the country to be good citizens, to work as hard and as honestly as we can to make Liberia better for ourselves and for our children. Good citizens do not steal from the people. Good citizens do not deceive the people. Good citizens stand for what is right for the country, even if they anger a few friends and political allies. The fundamental duty of citizenship, of belonging to Liberia and being called a Liberian citizen, is to build a better country. Obedience to the law is a duty of good citizenship. Good citizens take responsibility and accept the failures of getting it wrong as they will accept the failures of getting it right. National leaders, political, religious, community, and traditional, must be more accountable to each other and to our country. Leaders must lead by good examples so that others are encouraged to follow. We will not grow until we allow our visions, expectations, dreams, and aspirations to also grow. Therefore, national goals must be bigger, allow us to set ourselves higher, and extend our collective endeavors further. In corporations or governments, there are no shortcuts to success. Irrespective of tribe, family name, the name of the village or city in which a Liberian is born, or the choice of one's religion, success in Liberia must come to belong to every Liberian who is willing and ready to work as hard as they can to achieve that success. Opportunities must be fair and equal and equally available to all Liberians. Too often in our country, we have let ourselves settle for what is easy and for what is not right. We have continued to choose the path of least resistance, which neither tests our collective resolve nor deepens our commitment to achieve the future we seek. Too often, we have wanted change, but have let ourselves be frightened by the hard work required to get the changes we seek. Too often, we have wanted change, but have let ourselves be frightened by the hard work required to get the changes we seek. Too often, we have allowed ourselves to compromise easily rather than set good precedents and examples for the future. Unfortunately, as we have continued to settle for the easier road and look for the shortest cuts, change has never happened. Promises of change have been repeatedly broken, and doubts about change ever happening now overwhelms us. We are overtaken by the negative self-fulfilling prophecies, looking to give up when we should be standing up. In our national conversations, I hear echoes about what we cannot do instead of what we can, must, and should be doing. Change is hard. It requires hard work and determination, and it takes time. But like success, change can happen. Liberia can be better. We can build a prosperous future for all. We can unite ourselves. We can expand our economy. We can grow the national budget. We can fight corruption. We can genuinely reconcile our fractured nation. We can heal the wounds and pull ourselves together. We can end the culture of impunity and establish a war and economic crimes court. We can fix our schools, fix our hospitals, fix our roads, so that the movement of people, goods, and services are unhindered throughout the year. We can feed ourselves and export our surplus to the world. We can manufacture and add value to what God has naturally blessed our country to have. We can electrify villages and towns just as we're trying to do in Monrovia, because Liberia is much more than Monrovia. Let there be no mistake. We will not do these things overnight, immediately, or magically. But we can do all of them if we work together collectively and took responsibility for the development of our country and refuse, for example, to sell our natural resources cheaply or for kickbacks, and refuse to engage in the mismanagement of our wealth. At 174, there may not be much to celebrate, but we can begin to write a new chapter in a journey of Liberia. The next chapter can inspire the world again, because we can let the new statistics reveal that although we fell, we refused to remain down. Although we fell, we refused to remain down. We stood up, and together we forged new roads and formed different paths to a better and more prosperous future for all Liberians. That we became good to each other and treated each other with love and respect. That we put our love for country above our love for personalities. That we honored excellence and frowned on mediocrity. That we became a beacon of hope again. The next chapter can show that although we lost our way, we found a new way and found ourselves again. The new story of Liberia can be that although the Lone Star was lowered, together we raised it again for all the world to see. A new Liberia flying higher and shining brighter. Happy Independence Day, fellow Liberians. Please stay safe. May God continue to bless you, and may God bless Liberia. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining me here. We are on a journey to rescue Liberia and what? Save Liberia. This is Jay Ready here. Thank you so much. The campaign from my end has started, and I'm going to give you guys an outline. I don't give a damn about what the ANC communication team is up to. I ain't give a damn. Yes, I am a lone soldier in my movement, and that movement is called Rescue Liberia and Save Our People. I am going to start to mobilize in my own power. And let me say this is not for ANC. This is my company. This is my company iPad. Yes, this is my company iPad. But I know some people will go run away over there and say, oh, we saw Randy with iPad. No, this is my company iPad, all right? Right there. That's my company iPad. All right? But here is our plan, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you so much for joining us here. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, I am not going to wait for ANC media team. We don't have time. I don't get no damn time to wait for diplomacy. No. people who are taking their time to break the crab, I am going to be a lone soldier because I know the potential that I have to begin to recruit young people. Those of you guys that watch me this morning, there are many seditions on the ground who are disenchanted. I have known them since 2010. We have been on Radio LIB, and I am bringing them to the party every time. And you think I'm going to wait for ANC people? No, I'm not going to wait for ANC people. Why? Because the young people who are desperate for better life, they are now listening to some of us who campaign and make them to believe that George Weah was going to do the right thing. But today, they are disenchanted and they are looking for someone to bring them on board. I have proposed to ANC people and told them that we need to have a panel, whether we select Monday, Wednesday, or Friday, where we all can come together and then discuss this issue. And then on the other days, we all have our separate group of conversation in our own ways. Nobody get a damn to listen to me. And you know what? I ain't get a damn about them. Yes, I ain't get a damn about them. So I'm going to do everything in my weak way. They are going to call me now. This thing you see here, Rescue Liberia and Save Our People movement for the election of Alexander Cummings. That is my own commitment to Mr. Cummings' dream. I ain't get for a damn about the other people there because you know what? When Mr. Cummings win, those jackasses will go and be running for government job, and I'm not going to be running for no government job. My goal here is to make sure that I remove George Weah from power. Whoever in the ANC that come and tell me anything here that your goddamn business. We have no time right now. We don't have time. We don't have time. We don't have time. The people are stepping on things every time. You're listening to those Severino guy yesterday that said he go to get a voting card. Do you think we can take any approach here? Look, ANC people, I'm not doing anything for you guys who the ANC people. I'm doing it for Cummings. Cummings want to change Liberia. Cummings want to help people. And that's why when I went to Jacksonville, I didn't go there for ANC people. Cummings was not going to be there. Honestly, I'm not going to be there. To be honest with you guys, I'm not going to be because they are not the one running for president. They are the one not making the message. So why you think I'm going to go do them? No, I'm not going to go do anything to ANC people. Wherever Cummings go, they're where I will go. When Jesus came and died on the face of the planet, do you see the Christian worshiping Jesus' disciple? No. The Christians are not worshiping Jesus' disciple. The Christians are not worshiping the pastor. Who they worshiping? Jesus Christ. Cummings is the political leader who Jay Reddy is listening to with the message, Mr. Cummings. If that other logic is not applied logic for you, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to do everything in my wee way. I have been getting called now. Today at work, I'm getting called. The message of me supporting Cummings now is spreading the wildfire. People are calling me now. Jay Randy, we are hearing that you in Cummings corner now. I said, yes. I have been hanging in the middle for a very long time. I decided to support Cummings. Let me say this to ANC people. All right. The reason many people are against me today, they suppose I made with George Weah myself. I saw George Lopo and other people coming to make comment. The reason the guys are concerned because Jay Randy has a resume that showed that he campaigned for a candidate who is not president. And many of them, they saw my campaign because by then, there were not many proliferation of talk show hosts. They know what some of us did, and they know when some of us come out, how we're going to run our campaign. I only try to play what we call professional or keep it civil with the ANC class people. I'm not going to wait for them. And if my show start running and they come here, they will only get 1 minute to talk, and I will turn it off and let them go on the other side. So if you on the show and believe that the people of Liberia are suffering, then let us hold hands together and move our channel. Every water comes from different places, but they all go to the Atlantic Ocean, right? Good. There are some little water, there are some big water, and there are some wild water. But you know what? I ain't care for damn for any damn ANC people who don't want to listen to my advice. I have made this my journey. You're listening to that boy today who spoke the morning, said, Jay Randy, I'm glad that you're not John ANC, but we're talking in the back end. I'm not going to listen to what he's saying because you know what? We are a high time. And I'm going to let you guys know here. I'm going to be in the team for Cummings. And after this 2023 election, I am going to finally lay my hand down and I will be done with Liberian politics. Yes, I will be done with Liberian politics. Let the class of people who are there, do you think the Liberian people believe in diplomacy? No. The Liberian people don't believe in diplomacy. You just sit down there and you don't want out of the weapon, yeah. Let's put the other one here. Let's do it this way here. The people not waiting for you in Liberia. You are looking at someone who can be in Liberia and understand the mindset of our people. And you think you're going to bring the American style here and want to take it and do it away and do it away. Some of you guys lucky, Joe. We have blew every damn thing up because we're going to be another laughter again for ANC people. Because the way you can behave, just thank God that some of us today we on the other side and not in favor of George Weah. All right. Now, let me get you guys some lineup here. Yeah, I'm a lineup here. My show, the ANC Vision, Rescue Liberia and Save Our People. That is the show that we're going to carry from now to election time. ANC Vision, full column, Rescue Liberia and Save Our People. That is the channel you're going to be watching by Jay Randy. By August the 1st, we are going to start to discuss the vision of Mr. Alexander Cummings. Don't worry about anything. Boca doesn't have a vision. Boca vision has been nothing but Ellen vision. So he got no vision. They cannot discuss anything here. Anything they're going to discuss is going to be with who? With Ellen Johnson Seti. Because for the past 6 years now, Boca has been saying that he had never separated his vision from Ellen vision. So Boca vision will be nothing but Ellen vision. Now, Monday, Tuesday, I will be on, let's say, yes, Monday, Tuesday, Friday, sometime Saturday, and Sunday. I will be broadcasting. Now, what will happen with this? I'm not off. We're going to have the ABC Rescue Liberia and Save Our People. We'll be broadcasting 24/7. It will be nothing else but every place that comments when every comment that comment made, we will be broadcasting it here on the channel here. You know why I gave you guys all the free advice? Because I'm damn good. Because I have a resume that made we are president. Because I have the strategy that God gave me and I'm not going to hide it. So even though if I'm not broadcasting live and watch, you're going to see my idea right now. They're going to see the idea. They are going to see my idea. But do I have time? No. Only the Liberian people have to decide whether stealing somebody's idea or you getting the benefit. So Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I will be live. Like in the evening, like now. Days that I'm off, we got the Cummings. We got the Cummings. How they call it there? The Cummings hour. We will just launch our video and we show every conversation. Remember what I used to show you guys back in the days? The Cummings folder, the We Are folder. Now it is time now to hatch that folder now. We're going to start playing video of Cummings here and there. Do you think anybody pay me here? Nobody pay me here. Check how job we are then did not pay me. Nobody pay me. In fact, Mr. Cummings is asking everybody to be a volunteer. Yes, I love Liberia, and I want to make sure that those who don't have the opportunity like me to be in the country here, to drink some ginger here, I want to make sure that in Liberia, let them get that same opportunity as well. That is what I'm doing here. Now, my second plan here, as you all know, Monday, Tuesday, and tomorrow, Wednesday, I'm getting my butt up 4 a.m. in the morning. Some of you guys that follow me, where is Vivian? Vivian, are you here? Vivian is up in the morning watching me on Hot FM discussing the issue. Kudos to Vivian. Vivian is one of my big five. She one of my big five. And I'm not forcing everybody together in the morning. But when the video is shared with you or the podcast and you get a free time, try. Let me say thank you to Dennis because I saw Dennis distributing the video today. Thank you very much, Dennis. And let me say this. Every time I post anything, I read all the comment. I what? I read all the comment. And I label those who are doing their part. This is not for us. It's about fighting for the soul of Liberia. And when I listen to comments say we are fighting for the soul of Liberia, that is how I say rescue Liberia and save our people. Because our people's soul are dead and gone. But we have to find a way to bring it back. And bringing it back will take the support of everybody. Everyone elsewhere can carry out their own program, that's fine. But for me, I am going inside by myself. I'm going as a one-man army, and I take you guys to be my support. That's all. I am not here to can't wait for anybody because I know the caliber of people I'm dealing with. There's a young guy called Michael Tippison. He got a very huge following in Montserrat County. He been with the CDC since 2005. He called me up and said, "B brother, I'm with you on this one. I will be bringing him on the show here. He will come and be helping me up at time." Do you think I'm going to wait for ANC classical people? No, I'm not going to wait for them. Let them do their diplomatic thing over there. We all can do diplomatic thing there. But when it comes to dealing with our people on the ground, no, we don't play diplomatic thing here. We go inside. We go inside. All right? So you stay with me. You stay with me and let's work these things out. So that's the rundown there. Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I will be here broadcasting. If I'm out or off, I will play all Mr. Cummings' video, all the messages. All right. I'm going to get another software. It run for 24 hours. That one you can put it on, you go to bed, you sleep. All you gotta do, you just get abundant video. Abundant video. You can set it from 11 p.m. at night and then you run it to 7 a.m. By the time you wake up, it will be anybody get it in the night, anytime of the night, they will watch that video. They will watch that video. And this come with strategy. This come with strategy. It don't come easy. All right? So the next thing we're looking for now is to begin to put all common video together and begin to what? And begin to have an interview conversation where we start to discuss common vision. But that will come starting August the 1st. We are going to start discussing the vision here of Mr. Alexander Cummings because the goal here is for you to be able to go out there and be able to explain to your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, your grandma, your granddad, your friends, be able to tell them what common vision is. All right? I will say this here. In America here, we can do diplomatic thing here because the American people, they were born in diplomatic things. They are citizens, understand diplomatic way of doing things. There are people in government, in the private sector, they understand how diplomatic things work. In Liberia, you go out, diplomat over there, they will pass by you. They will say you're not ready. So you got to go with them in the wind. If the wind blowing this way, you go with them. But just make sure you keep your focus. So whoever running their show on the other side, kudos with them. I wish them Godspeed. But we have to use the social media systemically and geographically. All right? Think about Liberia. Some people will be coming from Cape Mount to come into Liberia. Some people will be coming from Buchanan to enter into Liberia. Some people will be coming from the southeastern Maryland to come into Liberia. Other people will be coming from Montserrat to come into Liberia. If you think that way, that's how I see the strategy. But what I wanted to establish is to have an umbrella. Everyone that coming from here, they should be on one umbrella that will monitor everybody. But I don't see it yet. Maybe it will come, but people are still having maybe the diplomatic process, but I'm not here to wait for no diplomatic process. I have to go and I have to go in. You see, in the U.S. military, and I think my picking here power will say this: the Marine does not wait for Congress to declare war. The United States president can send the Marine ahead to go and start their war. And then when Congress declare war, then the Navy, the Army, everyone will go to war. So for me, I see myself as the Marine going in by myself because I've been there before and I understand what it means. I can have my boys then waiting over there and trying to, and y'all see the boys and they're coming around. They're coming around. They are coming around. They are a diplomat. No. The only thing I advise, the only thing I would advise, if any ANC president want to interfere with me, there will be a friendly fire. And you don't want friendly fire because friendly fire will give the opposition the chance. You can monitor me, you can follow my strategy, but do not do anything that will create friendly fire. Because you know when I get into friendly fire, it can be good. This thing here is to save the Liberian people. We don't have time. In the next 2 weeks, July will be gone. In the next 2 weeks, July will be gone. We'll be here in August. By the time we look, we'll be in December. By the time we look, we'll be in March. And then we'll be getting to election. How far have we gone? You all saw that video yesterday. Those Sierra guys telling you they have already declared themselves to be citizens of Liberia. Not only that, they're going to get voter registration card. Not only that, they told you yesterday that they are Sierra living in the country. Do you know how many of them living across that country? And do you also know why up to now we are not taking census? Do you think it by mistake? No, it is not by mistake. It is a design that is taking place. And those are all who understand these things, those are all who have some ears inside, we know what that means. All right. So everybody stay in their own zone. If you want to come on my show, that's fine. Or I ask it, if somebody's show is on, you try to go and through the support. But I think the idea, if they don't want to take it, that's fine. Let them do what they want to do. But I think it is a bad example. All right. It is a bad example where the ANC cannot come together as a team so that their supporters, both locally and in the diaspora, can see every one of them and get to hear their opinion. All right? Because the way I see it now, those of you who watch the football game in Europe, it's like ANC does not have a national team, but ANC just got a little club team there. But ANC cannot go and compete on the international scene because ANC does not have it's just that Liberia doesn't have the national team, the Lone Star. They got Barrow, they got IE, they got all the different clubs. So when it comes to international game, Liberia cannot be represented. That's how ANC look like. Because Liberty Party people, along with Joseph Boka, they got their part of the little thing going on. ANC, as one of the biggest party, don't want to come together to have their part of national panels of people. I'm not going to wait for those guys. I'm not going to wait for them. All right. But I'm just here to tell you what my plans are. That's all. So you please share the show. All right. So tomorrow I will be off, but we'll have show for Mr. Cummings. It will be a pre-recorded show. And then you listen to every time you listen to Mr. Cummings, you learn something new. All right. So that would be my online. And then come August the 1st, we'll launch the ABC Vision. We repeat a vision every time we come here. We repeat a vision. Just how you see I repeating this thing all the time. Because message is a continual process. Not because you play 1 week, 2 weeks, and you say I'm tired. No. We will play coming message from now to election day. Anytime you can, I want you to be able to sit down and be able to recite almost everything that Mr. Cummings has said, so that way you can understand what he feels. All right. So this is a voluntary thing that I'm doing, and I'm doing it for the people of Liberia. You either inside or you get out of my way. Yes. You either inside, you get out of my way. Think about what you know best. Every one of you guys, you got your area of expertise. If you understand something, somebody will be able to say, you know what? the person understand the thing here. Let me let he or she, you know, does whatever is best. That's what I want you to do. All right. So Randy show is going to be called now Rescue Liberia and Save Our People. That is the vision. All right. That is the vision. Now, as far as the radio station goes, I am going to be speaking to few people. I know some of you guys want to support, but I cannot ask you guys for any financial support until I finally get the deal done. For those who are already helping with the current station, kudos to you. Yes, kudos to you. But what I'm working on here now, I need an evening show. An evening show where this show here will be broadcast. Yes, this show will be broadcast. So, like the way I'm on right now, that show will be broadcast in Liberia. I'm looking for a slot so that we can start to broadcast in Liberia. And that means that we'll find an evening show because right now we already got a morning show where I get up in the morning and join you guys and discuss a lot of things. But we want to do the evening section too. That's what we want to do. Yes. All right. So again, I am supporting Mr. Cummings as a non-ANC partisan. Yes, I'm supporting Mr. Cummings as a non-ANC partisan. So technically, I am not subject to the ANC diplomatic way of doing things because I voluntarily decided to support Mr. Cummings. So what do? I bring in my own tools, my equipment, along with my strategy to begin to launch my stuff. Think about us as a coalition of the willing to go against George Weah and take George Weah politically out of office. When you think about the Iraq Desert Storm, there were countries around the world in 1991 that went and joined America to go and push Saddam Hussein out of Kuwait, right? You remember that time? Yeah, so that's something that we're doing. So there are people who are partisan of the ANC that are trying to do things their own way. There are supporters that we are trying to bring to the party because the party support is actually strong. So I am looking at the party support. The party support. You see, I'm coming into the party. I'm bringing a lot of young people. You see, the people that we deal with in the country, many of them have seen how open some of us are. The young man from New York who spoke to me this morning is telling me, Jay Randy, I need to talk to you. I believe in you. You think it's for nothing? No, it takes years for these guys to believe in some of us because they have seen what we have done in the past. They know what we can do. All it takes is for them to come to us and for them to speak to us. That's why it takes. All right. So let us not, kill the young people. And I don't want to use a B word to say let us not kill the young people aspiration. No, I have no be in the business. When the be in the town, we speak it. Let us not kill those people motivation. They are motivated to leave from Georgia because they got the message. Some of them will cause the people you real for 12 years. We wait for that man. He do nothing for us. We put the man there for 6 years. He do nothing for us. So I think it's time for us to lose somewhere. And I'm telling them, if Mr. Cummings does not do something in 6 years, move Mr. Cummings from there. But you got to try him. And they agree. And some of them are getting the sense of what I'm saying. Because you know what? Their counterpart in Zambia voted for a new president in 2015. But by 2021, they got rid of the guy because they felt that the guy was not doing anything and they gave him only one vote in one round and he was out of there. Out of there. So you have to do it here. All right? It's time for action. It's time for what? Action. We got immediate action plan, we got interim plan, and we got long-term plan. The campaign in Liberia, there are a lot of moving parts that is out there to grab. But I think the engagement aspect is what I'm concerned about. Because another component too is the election fraud that is going to take place. Because you see, we can bring all the young people to join CDC, to join ANC from CDC. They will come and cast their ballot for Mr. Cummings. But who going to count that ballot? Who going to counter about it? And that would be where the technology people will begin to play their part. That where the civil society will begin to play their part. Calling on Mr. Weir to enforce and make sure that they carry out the population housing census for us to know how many people between age 18 to 37 in the country. You follow me there, guys? All right. So with that being said, let's hold on that long discussion and let's begin to look at watch the first comment video, right? All right. So we are going to show you how Mr. Weir, not only did he lie to the people, but Mr. Weir let the people down. So you listen to Mr. Cummings, and we're going to carry the comparison again. So now we're going to bring Mr. Fucking Claw. He lied to the people on the 23rd of January 2018. Listen to what he said. And these are things that we're going to repeatedly play here. We're going to repeat it all the time so that the people can get it. And that's why it's important that you share the video. By the way, we got another, I had just added my other, how do you call it, my other Facebook. Let me try to get the name here correct here. All right, let me come here so I can show you guys my other name here. It is called, let's see here. It is called, let's see. All right. It is called J Randy. All right. It is called the Universal View of J Randy. The what? The Universal View of J Randy. It is another blog that I have. That is not my own page, but it's a blog page. So I just added that. All right. So we are broadcasting on that as well. So let me see what I can show to you guys here so you guys can see it here. I'm broadcasting on that one right now. Yes, I'm broadcasting on that one right now. The Universal View of J Randy. I'm broadcasting on it right now. All right, so this is it right here. Okay, so yeah, it's it right here. I'm still working on it. All right, so let me see here. I want to bring it closer here so you guys can see it here. So this is my big computer right here. All right, so it's called Universal View. Maybe I can get it on the laptop here. Yes, let me. Well, I mean, let's do it here. Let's do it on this one here. That's another blog that I have too. So if you miss it on the other one, you can always catch it on the other one as well. All right. So let's see here what I can find it here. And then from there, we'll go to the video here. So right now we are discussing what the plan will be, the rollout plan is what we're going to do right now. All right. Yes. So now you can also, they say you can share it with your Instagram as well too. Yeah, you can share it on your Instagram too. But I'm not ready to do the Instagram. Yeah, I'll do it later on. Yeah, so this is it right here. All right. So this is it right here. All right. So it is called the Universal View of J Randy. It's right here. The Universal View of J Randy right there, as you can see it. So when you go on Facebook, you tap in Universal View of J Randy. That is another blog that I just added to the list. So when I look at my list here, you guys cannot see it here. Here I got, maybe I can do it some kind of way. All right, maybe it will not work because I want to share my screen with you guys. So here I got my personal page I'm broadcasting on. I have my J Randy, how do you call it? The J Randy Universal View page I'm broadcasting on. Then I'm broadcasting on the Liberia Political Archive. That's another group that belongs to me. You guys can also join that too. Then we are also doing YouTube as well. So we're doing YouTube as well. Then we're also doing another big game or activity software called Twitch. We're also doing Twitch as well. So those are the different channels that we are broadcasting through. When we started broadcasting in Liberia, we'll be hitting most of the counties then. So you keep your finger crossed. I spoke to a young man today. He invited me and said, "People, I want to work with you." Yes, he said, "I want to work with you." And I said, "In what way?" He said, "I want to be on the ground to be able to cover interview and other stuff." I said, "It's campaign time. Find me a radio station where we can start the broadcast." He said, "I will get back to you." Look, let me say this. Before Facebook Live, we were already in Liberia talking to people. And all they wanted us to know this election time now is where do we stand right now. So it's like I got all my sources on the ground. All it is for me to start, to engage that. But because they were thinking which side I was going to be on. All right. So they are coming. Are they going to be enough? No. I'm also counting on you too. Remember the coming witness. You have to do the coming witness as well. Just how you got a Jehovah witness, just remove the Jehovah from there and put a coming witness. All right. Then we'll have the body system. The body system is what I'm doing now. My approach is the body system. I bring my old friends, they bring their friends, and then they talk to each other. The bottom line is we want to try to get coming as much vote as we can get for him, aside from the talking we'll be doing. All right. So with that being said, let's go to Mr. Fucking Clone, what he told the Liberian people on the 23rd of January 2018. And then we'll come back to what Comey say. So you're ready? Let's go.
Civil servant living wage, so that corruption is not an excuse for taking what is not theirs. For those who do not refrain from enriching themselves at the expense of the people, the law will take its course.
Do you really believe what he's saying over there? Really? Do you really believe it? This is George Weah's inauguration speech, right? So let's bring it back here again and hear what he's going to say here. Listen to what he's going to say here and then understand what he said. And I want you to look at what he has done since he made that comment, right? So let's go to the play again.
The resources do not end up in the pocket of government officials. Our national anthem, a union strong, success the show. We cannot fail. United, we are certain to succeed as a nation. Divided, we are certain to fail. Fellow citizens, ladies and gentlemen, it is my belief that the most effective way to directly impact the poor and to narrow the gap between the rich and poor is to ensure that public resources do not end up in the pocket of government officials.
Now, you heard the man, right? You heard the man making that statement. You heard the man making that statement. If I were to ask you, do you really believe that the public resources that Mr. Weah said in 2018, that he believed that it should not go in the pocket of government official? Here is your question here. How many common people today are benefiting from the public resources in the country? How many of them? How many of them? And that's the man who you all want to go get another 6 years. Let's see each and come here and tell me how many of them are receiving the public resources in terms of working or doing something. How many of them? Do you not believe that what he said almost 6 years ago, almost 6 years ago, do you believe that Mr. Weah said the truth? He lied. He lied. The man put himself first. He put himself first. Now, let's hold in there and let's bring Mr. Cummings back here. All right? Let's hold Fucking Clone there and bring Mr. Cummings back. All right? So let's remove Fucking Clone and let's bring Mr. Cummings back here. All right? So where is Mr. Cummings here? Let's bring Mr. Cummings back.
Will naturally fight against those who want to change it.
So
Outcome will certainly haunt all of us. We will all continue to suffer. We will all continue to have to struggle for work. We will all continue to beg to feed ourselves. We will all continue to have to live with the shame and embarrassment that we picked a leader who continues to fail us again and again while enriching himself and his friends.
Do you see that? That's not true. George Weah said he was going to make sure that the resources does not get into government official pocket, right? He says a government official. So when you hear Mr. Cummings saying they continue to make the promises, but they continue to enrich themselves, who is saying the truth? It is only Mr. Cummings. And that is why we must support Mr. Cummings to rescue Liberia and save the people. Because Mr. Weah had already rescued himself and he had already saved enough money in his account and he don't get a damn about you and myself. You know, a lady called me today. I'm not going to call her name. She said, Randy, I don't understand. This president called George Weah, he doesn't listen. We in the diaspora here, we are feeding our people back home. But they say they're running a government. But every day, our people calling us for help. How can you have a government, but you got somebody keep calling you for money? Guys, you hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Hit the like button. And if you own here, you don't share anything here. You not love Liberia yet. If you don't share the video here, that means you sitting out here supporting George Weah. And only you and God will know. If you don't share the video, then that means you're supporting George Weah here. If you don't share the video, if you don't hit that like button, that means you're here to support George Weah and you're fighting a losing battle because we're not here to listen to you here. Because you want the message to go. You want the message to go. All right? So let's listen to comments furthermore here. Let's listen to comments furthermore.
Now is the time to stand up. Now is the time to be heard. It is not enough that we only wish the right things to happen in our country. Now is the time to make the right things happen. History has shown that the continued silence and inaction of any people will only feed the dangerous wrongs leaders selfishly perpetuate against the people. Now is the time to act strongly and decisively so that we do not enable the resistance of a discredited system to overcome our desires for real change. As I've often said, change is hard.
Yep.
The people who are benefiting from the corrupt system will naturally fight against those who want to change it.
That's true. That's true. So let me hold it there. And please don't overlook that. You see, the seditions who always come on the show or go on any show and begin to push back on what you believe are injustices to the people of Liberia, they are benefiting from the government. They are benefiting from George Weah and Samuel Tuoden. That is why they don't want that change. Because when you look at it wrong and you start to correct the wrong by bringing in the right things, and you got sedition, some of them pushing you because they don't want that change. They don't want that change because they want to continuously benefit themselves and not the entire people. So you see, when Mr. Cummings begin to expose these things, they get very bitter with him. They get very mad with him. Yes. And that is why we must continue to support his message. Make sure that we continue to repeat these things here. Because fighting for the soul of our country that have been destroyed, as here are rescuing Liberia and saving the remaining people we got in our country. Because in love with George Weah, if they get George Weah another 6 years, it will not be rescue again. It will just be what retrieve, just a retreat now. You're going to look for the dead people now and bury them. So you're going to look for them and you're going to retrieve them and just bury them. It's not going to be rescue anymore. You're going to start looking for dying people in our country. But we still can stop that from happening. And that is why Mr. Cummings is doing everything. You see, look, I'm not supporting Mr. Cummings because I have an interest for a job. No. Our people back home are suffering. I want you to understand that. The people back home are suffering. And if we don't do our part sincerely, oh, he said, that man, I see man, that man, this, then George Weah will win. If we fight among ourselves, then George Weah will win. And when George Weah win, we all lose. We all lose. And everything that Comey has done, everywhere Comey went, from Germany to Jacksonville to Maryland, and all the places Comey is traveling today. You don't want all that energy, time to be a waste. And how do you make that into some type of important assets? Is to have that mind that everyone is is ANC, and we should open our arms to anyone from CDC Unity Party and let us come. I would rather have more supporters in the ANC party than the members, because the supporters, we don't have room for them, but we can accommodate them to vote. Now, when they vote, as Mr. Comey is mentioning, he is going to do everything to get things done for them. But is it going to be fast overnight? Absolutely not. So let's listen here again.
Wallet, hoping they would invest for us. But all they have done is taking money out of our pockets. Liberians are worse than spectators to their own economy. We are not even in the VIP section, stadium wing, or around the field. In our own country, we are on the outside of the fence, looking in and begging for tickets.
Yep.
Those who want change cannot just stand by and watch. Real change requires all of us believing, speaking, and acting for it to happen. Often, for real change to happen, people have to stand up and stand together.
Yep.
We have to act strongly and speak decisively.
Yes. And that's exactly what I'm doing on the show here. I am speaking decisively to campaign in the way that I want us to campaign. Make sure that our decision, our decisive decision, the act of deciding to support Mr. Comey's vision, is because of the situation the people are going through in our country. And what do we do with that decisiveness? One is to commit ourselves to making sure that whoever we can talk to, we bring them here so that we can convince them to vote for Mr. Cummings and give him that first 6 years and see what he will do. That is my decision, and I hope that you support me. Guys, look, this is a journey. When we all stick to the journey, your voices will be heard in Liberia, because I will make sure in Jesus' name that the team, the J. Randy team, we will do everything to come on the top of Cummings' campaign. Trust me. Trust me. I'm working tirelessly. I am doing everything in my weak ways. I'm knocking on doors. I am sending email out there, trying to get things done. Trying to get things done. Because I know the people I'm dealing with. I feel for this man. Yo, Comey got nothing to lose. Comey could have just retired from Coca-Cola, go to Liberia, pay his next place, get the maximum security around him, and just see people in the country, and that's it. But this is an individual who Liberians say, oh, they meant it. But he had gone to Liberia and has spent time. Somebody was talking about let Comey base school. They don't even know that Comey got a technology school center in our country. You see, some of them don't even read. They are always told to do things. Many clinicians, they will tell them to go and say things, especially the one that call themselves Daha. They don't read between the lines, and they just can't say things here. So during the Comey vision, there are things that we already trying to put together, that during that show, the ABC vision, that is the Alexander B. Comey vision, we will discuss everything that Mr. Comey is planning to do for the first and the 12 years the people will give him. we will discuss them so that they can get to understand and ask all the questions they want to ask. Because when you ask more questions, you get understanding. And that's what we'll be doing on the show here. So everything that Mr. Cummings has done through his NGO, we will discuss that and see the impact it has made on the Liberian people. So let's listen further here again, folks. So again, this show, from a big five to anybody coming out here, we are putting Mr. Cummings on the top of this show. Any other person will just discuss their experience, and we will try to make sure that they understand why Mr. Cummings is the best person. Because if you think about it, look, I had a conversation with somebody, a very personal friend, but I will not tell you. They said they asked the Unity Party chairman, why you can't find somebody? Why you can't find somebody other than Booker? They said they get no choice. It's too late. They don't have a choice, and it's too late to find a replacement. They ain't got nobody. Booker did not get nobody. And that woman they depend on. And then when you look at we and them, they just destroying our country. So among the three of them, only this man that I can convince any Liberian. I can convince any Liberian to vote for this man. I will never and I will not judge Mr. Cummings if he is not given the opportunity to serve that country. Then I got no ground to argue to say Mr. Cummings did not do XYZ. And that's what I'm saying to sedition. You don't have to resign from your party. You can be in your party and vote your way out for the change that he never brought to the Liberian people. And then give Mr. Cummings 6 years. If Mr. Cummings get to see at George, we have only said 6 years and the people kicking out. Do you think Cummings going to go over there, Liberian State, start doing Yankan? No, he will not do Yankan. And more beside that, when he try, we all will come here and then we'll start to criticize him. So until you out there give Mr. Cummings a second chance, or stay with Mr. Weah, who going to destroy that country. The man said he was going to make sure that the wealth does not go in government people pocket, right? But you get Magid in that Beatty, Mausoleo, building houses or the Do River. George Weah got 29 units. And all the government officials that they got their own home, Carrasco, they're building BB houses they never built before. And then they ride the most expensive car that you and myself will not ride easily. And then you want to go put them there for the next 6 years. That one that only your children soul you'll be fighting for now. Because your part of soul will be gone. As young as you are, your soul will be gone. You don't want that. You do not want that. Yes. You do not want that. You do not want that. So let us stand together and understand that Mr. Weah has destroyed this country and giving you another 6 years. Your soul as a parent, as a father, as a mother to your children, your part of soul will be dead and gone. And guess what? You have to fight for your children because they don't care. Listen to more of the thing that Mr. Cummings has found out about the George Weah and his people there. Listen.
Regardless of your tribe, religion, gender, or party, I know deep inside we can all agree that our country must change.
Yes.
We must change the direction of Liberia and improve the living conditions of our people.
Mm-hmm.
We simply cannot continue in this leaderless, irresponsible, and corrupt way.
Yep.
My fellow Liberians, for too long, We have been divided by tribe, gender, region, religion, and political party. But let us not forget, suffering has no tribe. Hunger has no religion. Struggle has no gender. That is why the poverty we all see and experience every day cuts deep across every tribe, every gender, every region, every religion, and every political party. One thing is abundantly clear. From our shorelines to our eco-rich forests, from mines filled with untapped gold, iron ore, and diamonds, to potential offshore oil reserves. Liberia is too rich for Liberians to be so poor.
Don't overlook that comment, folks. Do not overlook that comment. 5 million people. And then when you look at Joe, we are there, Joel Howard Taylor, then they tell you they got 29 million, they got 11 million. And you saw that list where they said all the richest people then. Maybe we can go bring it, but not today. Only politician in Liberia, a millionaire. Only politician in Liberia. They're not 100 year. They're not 5,000 year. They're not $500,000 year. But they are millionaire, and their millions of dollars is not only 1 million. It's way above that. So you think when Mr. Comey tell you and I that the resources in our country, we shouldn't be poor. He's right. He is right. The country is rich, but only politician. So Liberians, you don't have to love Cummings to give him a chance, but you need to try him. You need to try him. We did the same thing in 2017. Oh, yeah, Lee Joe Weir. And he failed the Liberian people. But the way Mr. Cummings is speaking today, Joe Weir did not tolerate that. Because we baby sat him. But this man had identified everything in this. Whenever you listen to this speech, and when you see a video from Liberia, tear will come down your eyes. Suffering, if you don't know the definition of suffering, you will see it in Liberia. You don't have to know the definition of suffering. But when you see how the people suffer in our country, you will feel sad. Like I told you guys yesterday evening, a friend of mine called me. He said our country is done. You see, when you go to Coward era, it's nobody, it's nothing there but so full of people. From Coward Junction going to Bowman Bridge, so Nigerian people. There's nothing wrong with the people. But what they're doing, they're buying land. What makes you think that we Liberians, if we were working, we can buy our own land? We're supposed to buy our own land. But this guy they call George Weah doesn't care. He doesn't care. He had taken most of his resources and put it in his pocket and put down structure. And all he does while the people are suffering, he just can't say he dancing buka dance. He sees everyone of us as enemy. When you speak the truth about his bad behavior, he sees you as an enemy. So because of that, he sees the rest of the population that always says, we catch you hard time here. He sees all of them as enemy. So when he ready to brag, he can't be dancing. But the people over there are suffering. So let us do everything we can. We will be sounding the whistle, we'll be sounding the belt to make sure that Liberians get to understand what is right. Get to understand what is right. Yes, get to understand what is right. So let's continue with the video here.
Liberia is too rich for Liberians to be so poor. From right here in Monrovia to the remotest villages and towns across Liberia, everywhere I go, it breaks my heart to see our people living in such poor and inhumane conditions. And to hear their stories of repeated hopelessness, broken promises, and despair. We are too old to be the better nation that we are, unable to feed ourselves and looking for handouts from the rest of the world. While our leaders steal and plunder the nation's wealth, too many of our mothers are dying at childbirth.
Yep.
And from treatable illnesses.
Yep.
Because of a poor health delivery system.
Let me tell you guys one story.
While we waste resources.
Let me tell you guys one story. You see, look, when you are a broadcaster, like some of us, you get so many sad stories. So that guy, he lived in Arizona. He went to Liberia and he went to the southeastern side. He said he regretted the moment and time that he was at that particular location. Yeah, he regretted that. He said a very sick woman was being driven from one town. They were carrying her to Zedru. And she was on the back of a motorcycle. And because of the bad road condition, he said for the first time he saw a human being living, and then eventually just gave up the ghost. And he said, J. Randy, it cannot get from my head. And then when he went to Monrovia, nothing he could see the government official then doing, but just merrymaking. I hate to say that he came from a different country and entered Liberia. But he said, I came from the southeastern side. Up to today, he said he can't forget about that image. This is a guy who didn't experience the war. You know how many young people, parents took them from here and carried them, brought them over here. But he said he went to go see Liberia as a young man now. And he went and came across that kind of sad thing. Fellow Liberian, this particular man here, let me come in small and bring the man back.
I further believe that the overwhelming mandate that I received from the Liberian people is a mandate to end corruption in public service. I promise to deliver on this mandate. As officials of government, it is time to put the interests of our people above our own selfish interests. It is time to be honest with our people.
Do you see any honesty when you listen to this man message from 2018? Now that we have come this far, 5 years into his term, when he talked about honesty, do you really think today what he said 5 years ago? You see, when you see the lies, you will not believe it until you begin to when you hear the lies, you will not believe it until you start to see it. And the reason I'm playing this here is to give the Liberian people the real reason that this man should not be re-elected again. I got nothing against this man. He can go and live a private life. But the suffering of our people is so unbearable. But he lying to the people. He lying to the people. And that is why every Liberian, what's up, Vivian? That one a lie. That's true. What he just said is nothing but a big lie. Listen to the lies again.
I further believe that the overwhelming mandate that I received from the Liberian people is a mandate to end corruption in public service. I promise to deliver on this mandate. As officials of government, it is time to put the interests of our people above our own self-interest. It is time to be honest with our people.
So when I stop you and ask you that question, when I stop the video and ask you, did that man really put you first? Did he put the Liberian people first? So it was just a piece of paper that that man read from, but he never had a soul that the people have been going through. That soul is like a cut. I'm not talking about your spiritual soul, but to have a soul in his heart to say, these people, I'm feeding their pain from their soul. He never did that. He never did that. He never did that. Right after he became president, he went straight and started building a home.
And our leaders are lavishly gloating in ill-gotten wealth. Too many of our children are dying.
You hear that? That is why we have to listen to what Mr. Weah said and lie to the people. And then when you listen to Mr. Cummings now, we will not misuse the resources. We will not do this. But when you listen to him and listen to what Mr. Cummings is saying here, again, the question is, who is saying the truth?
Before they reach their 5th birthday. Our leaders are partying and enjoying themselves. They are building new homes both here in Liberia and abroad. They are buying themselves expensive vehicles and sending their children to fancy schools, while the government is failing to support our schools. Our schools are then failing.
Now you see what I'm telling you. When we ask for what? When we ask for Mr. Weah achievable plan, Mr. Weah, yeah, this year 2022 supposed to be your achievement year, right? When you listen to Mr. Cummings giving reason to sectors that's supposed to be performing, do you see Mr. Weah? Do you hear Mr. Weah telling you which one is sector that he has improved over time? No. No. Not at all. Let's listen to Mr. Cummings here.
Our children. And too many of our children are dropping out and being left too far behind with no future. Enough is enough, my people. Enough is enough. Too many of our old and retired citizens are forced to become beggars with little to no care for the disabled and others with disabilities. Our government should be looking to take care of its elders. Yet, we continue to lose our way, to lose our values, with leaders taking no responsibilities.
Not at all. No responsibility at all. Nothing whatsoever. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing at all. And listen more.
Showing no vision, no leadership, while too many of our people are suffering, giving up, and dying. Again, enough is enough.
Mm-hmm.
Enough is enough. My fellow Liberians, I know too many of you have given up on change.
Yep.
For too long, promises have been made only to be broken.
Yep.
For too long, you have been promised equality in the distribution of the nation's wealth, only to see our leaders make themselves rich and richer as Liberians become poor and poorer.
Puro. Yep.
Doors of opportunities are being shut in your faces because you happen to belong to a tribe or a religion or even a gender.
Or a party.
The stealing from the people has only gotten worse and worse. Well, this too is why they fear me. I am not a typical politician. The government knows it cannot bribe me
Yep.
or shut me up.
Yep.
My friends in the CPP know I'm dead serious about the promises I make.
Mm-hmm.
My track record of results speak for themselves.
Yep.
My opponents know they cannot frighten me or blackmail me, not
Yeah,
even
oh.
with false charges and political prosecution. They know this because all I am interested in is helping to change our country
Yep.
for the better, to make us do the right things because it will make Liberia better. And they know I mean it.
Yep.
And so today, I ask you not to lose hope. Now is not the time to give up. Like they say, when evil men connive, good people must unite. If you think things are bad, or if you are unhappy with where our country is, or if you are tired of your living conditions, all across the various tribes, regions, religions, genders, and parties, if we don't stand up and act together as strongly and as decisively as we should for real change, I assure you, things will only get worse. And if
Sorry, guy, I was on mute. And that's true. Any mistake by our people to put Mr. Weah in office for the next 6 years, like I said, the parents of today, if they make mistake and put Mr. Weah back in that office, their part of future is done. All they need to do is to start worrying about their children's future. Because every one of you guys seen the destruction, the wealth, accomplishment they have acquired for themselves. And then you want to go get another 6 years? Something got to be wrong. Something got to be wrong. Something got to be wrong. The way these guys, listen to him again. Listen to the man here. Listen to this man.
Though corruption is a habit among our people, we must end it. We must pay civil servant a living wage so that corruption is not an excuse for taking what is not there.
Who has he ever prosecuted? Who has he prosecuted? So you see, this is a report card. This is a clear-cut report to the Liberian people about what the man said on the 23rd of January, out of the 22nd or 23rd of January 2018. Everything in the man's speech never came to fruition. I'm not lying to you guys. It never came to fruition. You can even roll the thing back here again. Listen to him talk here again. Listen to him again.
We must not allow political loyalties prevent us from collaborating in the national interest.
You hear that? We must not allow political collaboration or political differences. I mean, loyalty, political loyalty. When you have sedition and coming here and looking at the wrong thing the man doing, and for the sake of loyalty, they tell you, oh, the man doing well, the man doing well. Isn't that loyalty? Rather than say, you know what, the man wrong? When Joe, we have fat, sedition will tell you that perfume he wore today that the scent coming out of him there. That's how blind loyal, and he's not even doing anything to stop the bad behavior. Listen to some of the misinformation he released on that day. Listen to it.
We must respect each other and act as neighbors, regardless of religious, social, and economic differences. In the words of our national anthem, a union strong, success is sure. We cannot fail. United, we are certain to succeed as a nation. Divided, we are certain to fail. Fellow citizens, ladies and gentlemen, it is my belief that the most effective way to directly impact the poor and to narrow the gap between the rich and poor is to ensure that public resources do not end up in the pocket of government officials.
Why has he narrowed down? What does he believe? And what has he done since he became president that already narrowed the gap? That somebody said he already widened the gap. That man got all that real estate for himself. But yet and still, there are other people in the country that still carry mattress around when it rains. And then he want to come and tell you here, all right? He want to come and tell you that, oh, in order to provide equality, money will not go into lawmaker pocket. I mean, into government official pocket. All right? But he agreed to 30,000 going to lawmaker and not seeing anything. Then he can tell about my fellow Liberian. Do you think he should be using that word fellow Liberian? I don't think so. I don't think so. But you know why, guys? Let Rabbit Tino will come in, and then we'll come to talk about the voter fraud too. Let's listen.
Wake up today for your future and the future of all of our children. Stand up. Stand together. Be heard. Be seen. Liberia needs all of us to get better. And all of us need a better Liberia. God bless you, and may God bless Liberia. I thank you.
So every time he ends his speech, he always say, God bless you and God bless Liberia. This is what we are going to be doing on the show here. Whether it's broadcasting in Liberia, broadcasting to the people around the world, every coming speech that touches the soul and heart of our country, we will play it here. And we will also inform the Liberian people that giving Joe Weah a second term is a future suicide, not only for you, but for your children as well. Because he has already done the destruction, and you don't want to give him that chance. Now, Prince Johnson came out and spoke against voter fraud, stealing of this election. Do not, and I repeat here, we can do all the talking, we can do all the mobilization, but there is another evil plan that you guys are planning. They're not planning to provide actual report to the Liberian people. They are planning to rig this election. That's what they are planning to do. And make no mistake, they got people who are already working for them, ready to go and lie and steal our election. So let this be clear to all Liberians. Please listen to me. You got to get on your feet. You got to call your relative. And you got to be on your alert. Listen to this guy. This morning we played it in Liberia, and people are getting concerned about it. Listen to these guys.
Can you carry name Barcelona? Who obtain the voting card constructively? Some of us we have naturalized ourselves in the country as a Liberian because we have children. We have children in Liberia. We have naturalized ourselves. We know the hallmark of you in the district. We have followed you in the district, even in the capital building. The advocacy which you are making for the young people and motorcycle sector, which some of us are part of, contain thousands of people, and we want to formally pledge our support in you that come 2023 will canvas around, will be with you, honor the rain, honor the soul.
Let's play it again. Listen, you. These are a bunch of guys who enter Liberia, I believe, with no documentation, and managed to live over there. They try to mix the Creole with Liberian English. Not only are they collecting money, even if they might not be paying taxes, look to where they have gone. Listen to this guy.
Everybody in Kenya carrying name Barcelona. Who obtain the voting card constructively. Some of us we have naturalized ourselves in the country as a Liberian because we have children. We have children in Liberia. We have naturalized ourselves. We know the hallmark of you in the district. We have followed you in the district, even in the capital building. The advocacy which you are making for the young people.
So let get it straight here, right? You see, I want you guys to understand this. When Prince Johnson, irrespective of a mental state of mind, when he comes out and say there will be Ricky in this election, I don't want you to look at Prince Johnson himself, but I want you to look at picture in your mind what he said. And while you trying to understand that, when you listen to these guys say to you and I that we had naturalized ourselves, not only is he saying that they had naturalized themselves, but they're going to get voting or voter registration card. Fellow Liberian, we can carry on all the successful campaign. We can listen to Mr. Cummings' speeches. That National Election Commission is in the palm of George Weah. And when the guy with the voter registration card go and start to vote on election day illegally, where does that put us? You got a country that does not respect any rule of law anymore. You got people from other countries coming in our country. You know, there was a guy who called this morning. There was a guy who called this morning while we're broadcasting 4 a.m. my time, Eastern time, 4 a.m. Eastern time to 6 a.m. Eastern time. That's when I get up in the morning to join the guys to push the common vision. One of the callers, the guy was in Ghana. He said he was just on a radio show during the days of the war. And what guy he heard as a Liberian, he went and said something that included, or let's say he said something about the Ghanaian politics. He was taken to court. And in that court, while it is true that he was never found guilty, they told him to never get involved with Ghanaian politics. And another guy also called from Sierra Leone. In fact, it was one of the hosts of the show. The guy who was hosting the show this morning, he lived in Sierra Leone. He said he nearly got in trouble. But when you listen to these guys from our neighboring, bordering countries, and they can't decide to say these things, I am calling on the ANC folks, both on the ground and abroad. They need to focus on the technology that the world got to offer. Those, not only just ANC, but every Liberian on our ground that believe that their future can be rescued by Mr. Cummings and save our people. It is time for them to start to open their mouth. Let that lady at that election commission be replaced. The immigration of our country need to get involved. I mean, can you imagine? You as a Liberian, let's forget about America, right? Let's say let's close our eyes right now, even though I went that shit, you can know my eyes are closed, but I will just tell you that my eyes are closed, as you can see. Let's just close our eyes and find ourselves in Morocco or in Algeria or in South Africa or even in Ghana and go before one of their lawmakers and say exactly, in fact, let me not end that word for you guys. Let picture ourselves in one of the African countries and pretend that this guy that talking, it is you or me doing that talking. Let's see what's going to happen, right? So let's go back to the video here. Let roll it back.
Everybody in Kenya, Kevin Sierra Leone, who obtain the voting card constructively. Some of us, we have naturalized ourselves in the country as a Liberian because we have children. We have children in Liberia. We have naturalized ourselves. We know the hallmark of you in the district. We have followed you in the district, even in the capital building. The advocacy which you are making for the young people and motorcycle sector, which some of us are part of, contain thousands of people. And we want to formally pledge our support in you that come 2023, we'll canvas around, we'll be with you, honor the rain, honor the storm. That whatsoever that needs that come 2023, you won't on by election, we follow the result. But trust us, civilians are living in your community, in your district. We will not be spectators. We will fully support you without fear and favor.
You hear that? They declare themselves as citizens of Liberia. They self-declare themselves as citizens of Liberia because they have born children in our country. So having children in our country have given them the automatic right to be citizens. And he's not stopping there. They are also going to get voter registration cards. And they're not stopping there also, but they're going to campaign. And you think that auto it? He just told you and I that they are Sierra Leonean. So everything they have said, he just put the icing on the cake to tell you that they are also Sierra Leonean. Now listen to Mo. You think this guy, what he's saying is chilling or scary? Listen to the rest.
A war for a while is quite sufficient. We decide, we work through with your honorable man. He's one of the men that are really hosting us. I think when you saw all that, when people pass in SDA community, he was one of the pioneers for us to get that place. We sit down there, we keep time. Civilians are there. It's good to be under the umbrella. An umbrella can seek your interest when rain falling. When you pull it up, it can cover you up. We have followed you for the past time. We don't want. The word is hard to express.
It's okay, bro. It's okay.
Now, I want you to listen to this other guy that is about to speak. Look, guys, we can run all a successful campaign online, on the ground, wherever we think we need to run the campaign to get communists elected. My concern is now leaning toward voter fraud. What can be done to prevent voter fraud? We are looking at a possibility that could lead to voter fraud right before our eyes. But listen to how emboldened these guys have become, how brave these guys have become. They are going to rewrite our constitution. Listen to the next guy.
Let me say something. Just like how, let me just buttress on what my brothers was saying.
Your name?
I mean, here is, we are not discussing country now. Here is Africa. In Africa, Liberia is not out of Africa. And when you are black, you are African. So once you are residing in Liberia for more than 15, 20 years, at least you will have right to have a voter identification card, right? As my brother here told me, because I earlier came in Liberia, so as my brother earlier told me that, you know, this particular organization is coming up and we are walking to Honorable Kamara place and say, okay, let's go. Because all of us want to see the development, and in Africa we want development. We want leader that develop a place, that have developing mind, equality, let it be there. So that is the reason why we work here for us, you know, to crave in your indulgence, to please again, because you know, assistance is not one side. We both have to assist each other, right? If ever you want to have something good, you must have to work for it, and all of you have to put yourself together, right? So, like my brother was saying, yes, you have done well. But at least we are also begging you, giving in your indulgence, to please help this organization to still follow you and see you that you win 2020. So please, just like we are all brothers now, we are all one people. It's not about Liberian, Sierra Leone, Guinea, Nigeria. No, we all are one people. Once you are in Liberia, no, you have right to voter identification card. Once you are black, it's only you that will say, I'm coming from Sierra Leone, I'm coming from Guinea, I'm coming from Nigeria, and I'm not taking a voter ID card. But you will have it, right? So, Honorable Kamara, due to your respect, we still for you. In coming 2023, we will see that you will win by the grace of God. So that is it.
Because
So, guys, there you have it, though. There you have it. And let me ask you guys, did you guys watch it on Spoon Network today? Yesterday I asked this question. I'm going to ask it. Did you guys, did Spoon play this thing today? Did they play the video today? Because that one of the bigger platform that most people watch, right? So let me ask, did you guys watch it on Spoon today? This video, did they discuss it? If they ever came on today? I want to see answer. Let me look at my phone because that's the fastest way here. Yeah, stop giving me the answer. Did you guys see this thing today? Did they talk about it on their show, guys? All right. Sis Agnes said no. But you will imagine that this, Jesse said they never play. But you should imagine that everything that we're fighting for, you're looking at a bunch of guys. You are looking at the guy from Sierra Leone. Do you know how many people they're going to bring from Sierra Leone? Do you know how many phone calls they're making now? Now, listen to what the guy is going to say now, right? This guy is a CDC lawmaker. There he is. We're going to blow the picture up big so you can see him, right? So this is the CDC lawmaker here. All right? District 15. District 15. This is him right here. In fact, let's do something here. Let's check him off first. Let's check him off here. So let's do something here. Let's share the screen here and see who the guy is. So this is him here. So I'm going to share the screen with you guys. This is the guy here. All right. His name is Abu. This is the list that contains all the representatives. All right. So let's go up. This is the list of the Liberian Lawmaker Watch. I think they were created by the National Democratic Institute. These are all the lawmakers here, right? So this guy they call Abu that you're about to listen to, he is a lawmaker. I think we just passed him. Let's see here. Yes. So this the guy here. He's a CDC lawmaker here. All right. Let's click on his picture. So his name is Abu Kamara. This is the guy that people talking about here. Look at his picture good here. He is part of the 54 legislature. He was elected and started his work on September the 3rd, 2019. And of course, he's part of the CDC. Now, let's go back and listen to him now, right? He is about to speak. Let's go back now and listen to him. Let's go back and listen to him now. He's coming to speak now. Let's go back and hear what he has to say. Where is... Okay, he's right here.
For my family and I. I don't know what to express. Like the both people can say words are inadequate to express.
So let's go back to him.
Take your time.
Let's go back to him.
That you are today, but this is my first time
Now,
To really say to Honorable Kamara that come 20 best to obtain our voting card. And when the time reach for us to go to behind the back, we'll hopefully do it for him.
Okay. This is my first time seeing a true tradition. I've been seeing it, let's say, but this is my first time to see it over the years. The Sierra Leonean community, that is the Sierra Leonean Motorboard rather in Brothers Association or in Logan Town, SDA community, have truly come to you, Honorable Lawmaker, to reciprocate your kindness towards them. That's why they brought this as a caller that you did not send for them. They took upon their own time to come and see you and tell you thank you and tell you that they want to support you and they will fully support you. Here is the caller that they brought.
Go ahead. So, guys, technically, this guy is a lawmaker. He shouldn't be accepting gift. He shouldn't be accepting gift from the population or from the people. But he just accepted that. So where is the ethics committee of the House?
Oh, okay. I'm grateful and honored by your presence. Right? Like one of the speakers said,
We are all African. Wherever you stay and work and you embrace is your home. So we are not no foreigner. We are Liberian. For you to take your time out of your busy schedule and come and protocolize tradition in the form of reciprocating what we have done in the past. We're very grateful, my family and I. I don't know what to express. Like the Bo people can say, words are inadequate to express. Right? But we're very grateful to you all. We will make sure and put you into our plans, into our programs. We will put you all in our program to ensure that wherever you reside at your home, wherever development are going around with motorcyclists, it will start with you as well. Wherever protection that you all need as well, in accordance with law, we will support it. So thank you all for coming. I know you have a busy day today. You need to go by the children, and some of you stay hustling. We appreciate you back. Like when you went to the town, they welcome you with water cooler. You brought water for us to drink, which we hold it wholeheartedly. But we will give you a cooler to go back to tell you that we got love for you.
No, I am love.
So to do that, we give you $15,000, right? As your water to bring back. So thank you for coming. The coordinator will work with you to have your listing. And we're coming up with the 26th program, July 26th, that they should include you all within the auxiliary grouping. So my brothers, my friends, let's keep the spirit of love together. Your God do his work. So thank you for coming.
Okay. So guys, there you have it. When Mr. Cummings tell every Liberian and friends of Liberia that we must fight politically for the soul of that country. If you have been imagining anything in your mind that will show to you imaginarily that you need to fight for the soul of that country called Liberia, you just saw it right now. A lawmaker wholeheartedly agreed, and not only did he agree, he also added his voice to what those guys have been saying. That as long as you're in Liberia, after certain years, you are a citizen and you are entitled to a vote. This coming election, I just hope, because you see, the ANC is the only transparent party right now in our country. And that is why I'm calling on them to begin to engage the Election Commission to look at other ways through technology to begin to inform every Liberian. Because I'm not going to lie to you guys. One of the reasons why this government has not taken that population and housing census is because of what you just saw. So, guys, it's almost to the top of the hour of 11. We will stop here because I have to be up in the morning, and we will also play this thing again tomorrow morning into Liberia. But you see, the reason why when I tell you guys that the big platforms, they are not really in the interest of what our people are going through, but they just want the popularity and the fame. Now you're seeing some of the reality now, right? So let us continue to come over here and have this conversation. Tomorrow, I will not be live, but we'll continue to run what I call the ABC channel, the Alexander B. Coming channel. That's how we title it. Alexander B. channel, and we'll play different video of Mr. Coming messages until we can finish that time. So God bless you guys. I will keep you guys posted on what I'm doing in Liberia. And please share the video. Hit the like button. If you came here and you never hit that like button, please hit that like button, please. Hit that like button and share the video. Until then, y'all have yourself a blessed evening, blessed night, blessed afternoon, and we'll be back here again in Jesus' name. I see you guys. Don't forget, we are fighting for the soul of this country. Bye, guys. Bye to everyone.